my document. Can you see my screen?
Yes, you can see your screen.
Okay, let me just tilt it so that it appears fully.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah, perfect. Is it better?
Yes, it's perfect. Karibu sana.
Oh, okay, so and my sound is clear.
Very clear.
Okay, so let's get started. So good evening, guys. Good evening. Let me see our one in the chat area. If you're ready to learn, if you're excited, if you can hear me clearly. If there's someone in your team who is not here, kindly tell them to join in. This is a session that is very important for everyone to attend. And when Emmanuel gave me today's training to do, I was thinking, what training will I do? What skill do we need to talk about, especially right now? This is what felt close to my heart. This is what I felt resonated with me, and this is what I felt will resonate with a lot of us as FBOs. Getting back to basics. Restarting our business, resetting our business, so that we can be able to have something tangible that you can be able to be proud of. Yeah, so I've seen a lot of ones in the chat. Thank you so much. So let's get into it. So I know right now maybe most of us, we've been feeling stuck. You've been feeling unmotivated. I remember for me, there's a period of time actually I went through those feelings of feeling demotivated, feeling even uninspired. Write a two if this is the feeling that you've been feeling. Write a two in the chat if you've been feeling like you're even wondering, like, hey, okay, now what's next? Like, what do I do? Even sometimes you're so bored, and even you don't want to do any activities. Uko too. This is a feeling that it's not by the you're not abnormal for feeling sometimes that this business is not making sense. What I'm doing is not making sense. Feeling overwhelmed. And this overwhelmed feeling can come from different scenarios. It can come from different things. Like the minute by the we received new stock, we've been just running around feeling overwhelmed, like, okay, now we have new products in stock. Now where do I start? It's almost like the products you are missing. It's like it's a new product now that it's available. It's not like it's new, but the fact that you haven't seen it in so long, you feel now overwhelmed, like, okay, now what do I do with all these products that have arrived? Yeah. And this business and also life in general, it's all about seasons. There is no person in this business whose business is linear. Even the top people that you admire, everybody's business has ups and downs. Everybody gets moments where they feel, this thing is not making sense, because that is the way of life. And particularly this year has been such a tough year. By the if you're in this meeting and you've gotten this far, I want to congratulate you for sticking up. I want to congratulate you for having that staying power in your business, because this has been the toughest year. If you've survived this year, honestly, I feel like you can survive anything that is coming your way. We've coming to the end of the tough season. Yeah, if you look at where we are even as a country, sometimes you might be watching like the news and you're feeling, wow, okay, fuel is continuing to go up. You feel like sometimes you can end up feeling hopeless. And it's a human feeling. As Forever Kenya, of course, not having most of our favorite products in stock, it has also been a challenge. But the best part about any season that is low, the best part about it is it always comes to an end. That is the beauty of it. So anytime you're experiencing challenges in your business, anytime things are not working the way that you want them to work, always remember that it's a season that you're in. It's just for a period of time. And the tough season has come to an end. So this is the time for us now to transition. It's no longer about, oh, my C9 is not in stock. It's no longer about that. Now it's time to reset. Now it's time to refocus. Now it's time to re-strategize our minds to make sure that, now that we have, what do we have now? Now we need to stop focusing on scarcity and focus on abundance. Our mind needs to be focused on abundance thinking. What can I do with what I have right now? And the first thing, now that we are refocusing, now that we are resetting, the first thing is we need to check ourselves. Yeah. So I don't know how many people do this activity, be very honest with yourself about where you are right now. Sometimes we want to lie to ourselves. You want to cheat yourself that, mi niko tu sawa, and you know very well that maybe you're not where you are. Maybe you're not where you will want to be, So when you open like your website, your FLP website, how is your current retailing activity? How many CCs have you been doing? Maybe maybe previously you were doing even 4cc, 5cc, 10cc, but when we went into that season of that low season, maybe your CCs dropped. How is your recruiting? When you open your website, hapo chini kwa preferred customer CC, how many new people are you introducing into the business? If you look even from January until now, how many new people have you introduced into the business? When you open your customer book, how many customers are you averaging a month? Or have you been the kind of an FBO who is just, it's like you're waiting for a customer to ask you for a product. You're waiting for somebody to request for something. That's the time you're in business, Be very honest with yourself when you're checking yourself, because the only way you're going to change is if you're true to yourself. When you're true to yourself, that's the time now the real change begins to happen. Because you're not a tree. That's the good thing about being a human being. You're not a tree. You can decide to change right now. You can make a decision tonight that will transform your business in a way that even you've never imagined before. Then how many of your team members are still in? There are those team members who disappeared. So check, how many team members do I have left? Yeah. So how many are relating? Write a 3 in the chat area if you're relating. And how many will check yourself? We will check yourself tonight. Just write a 3 in the chat area. Be willing to have this tough conversation with yourself. Like call yourself for a meeting. Marian always says, call yourself for a meeting. And when you call yourself for this meeting, be honest. If you've been doing by the 0cc, just be honest with yourself. And yeah, I've actually been doing 0cc, I've actually been doing 0.3cc per month. Yeah. And it's not, when we are talking about checking yourself, it's not to make you feel guilty or make you feel like, oh, I'm not performing. We cannot change the past. That has already happened. But what you can change right now is what you decide now from now, moving forward. Yeah. So now that you've checked yourself, yeah, and you know what you're working with, like for me, let's say my struggle is honestly, I've not recruited anybody this year. I can't even remember the last time I did a one-to-one. I've not been doing even CCs. I've just been doing 0cc. I've just been the kind of an FBO who is attending trainings. I just take notes and that's it. I've not even been processing. You've even forgotten maybe how to process an order. Yeah. So now that you've checked yourself, what next is for you to take yourself now back to basics. And the first and the most important fundamental basic in this business is to remember why you're here. You have to reconnect to the goals that made you get started with this business. And these goals, they change with time. For example, personally myself, for those who have heard my story, that for me, I got started with this business because I was broke. I really wanted pocket money. That's what I wanted. I just wanted 2,000, 1,000. That is the main reason I got started. But you see, once I ticked that goal, I had to now set other goals. Yeah. So every time we need to remember that we need to reinvent ourselves. Maybe the reason why you got started in this business, your main initial reason for getting started, maybe you've already ticked that goal. Maybe you wanted to pay your fees, you've already paid it. Maybe you wanted to pay some debts, you've already paid them. Yeah. But now what next? What do you want now from this business? Yeah. And when you're thinking about this, what do you want here? Think about it in a long-term perspective. Yeah. Think about it in a long-term perspective. One of the main reasons that brings challenges in this business is we're just thinking about tomorrow. I just want to sell tomorrow. I just want to, nataka kuuza, sometimes that's the mindset we have. And if you're only thinking about today, if you're only thinking about tomorrow, all I want to do is pay my December rent na niko sawa. If you're thinking about that, there will always be a limit to, or a ceiling to where you're going to go, because you're not structuring your activities, you're not structuring your mind to see that what about next year? Do you still want next year this time? If you're paying, let's say, a rent of 10,000, do you still want to live in that house next year this time? What do you still want? Maybe you don't have any savings right now. Do you still want to be in the same position that you are next year? And I believe none of us wants that. Yeah. Then, so before you sleep, make sure you write your goals today. Just have like 15 minutes, create some 15 minutes aside. Think about, by the way, am I doing this business? Especially if you've been feeling demotivated and uninspired, it's very easy for you to forget even why you're doing this business. You might even be doing it out of routine, like, Stimi ufanya forever. I always go to the warehouse every day. I'm always broadcasting every day. And it becomes so, you're just doing it for the sake because ni kitu umezoea kufanya. This is something that you're used to doing. Yeah. So as you also think about those long-term reasons why you're here, and these long-term reasons, they have to be close to your heart. They have to be emotional reasons, something to do with something you want for yourself. Then also think about short-term goals. Like right now, it's very easy to feel like, December ishafika, December is already here. I don't think I'm going to achieve anything this year. It's very easy for you to feel like that. I don't think, I'll just start next year. But what if you give yourself even one thing? It's not even a must you give yourself a million things. Give yourself one thing. What can I work on before the year ends? It can even be just as simple as, before the year ends, I want to move from a preferred customer to an assistant supervisor. Just as simple as that. Before the year ends, I have to do 4CC. Maybe I've not done 4CC even the whole year. I have to do even my first 4CC, or even maybe you've been doing 4CC before, but you stopped at some point. I want to start doing my 4CC again. It can even be buying yourself something. When I do my 4CC, this is what I'm rewarding myself with. So those are the kind of things that we really need to reconnect to, because every day we need new inspiration, and the only way we are going to be inspired, the only way we are going to keep getting motivated, is if we are always having new things to look forward to, if you're always having things to work on, if we're always having things to be able to focus on. Yeah. So now, where do you start? Maybe you've been all over the place. Products, they came, even you don't remember the last time you talked to a C9 client. You don't even remember the last time it's like even you've forgotten everything that you are dealing with. So start with your contact list. This is now where you're starting. Remember, you're now resetting, you're now re-strategizing. Yeah. So start with your contact list. Check your phone, go through it very keenly. It's something, sometimes you feel like, especially when you do this activity with new people. I always ask my new team members, how many contacts do you have? So that I even know what we are working with. So maybe someone will tell you, actually, before you even ask them about their contact list, maybe you're telling them, I want you to write for me 10 people who can be able to afford this product and who we can talk to about this product. Then they tell you, may only know 5 people. But then now when you now go through their contact list, when you tell them, okay, open your phone book, let's go through the contact list. Now the mind starts opening. So don't think that your mind is something, you cannot remember everybody you know. That is why we have our phone books. Yeah. So start with letter A. You start checking, like maybe there's this person here called Abigail. Maybe this was a C9 client. That's how you start remembering, by the way. There are people here I can actually be able to talk to about the product. Yeah. Then check on all the customer inquiries you have had before. In this case, I'm assuming you've been keeping good records. So start warming these people up. Yeah. So let's say if you've been having from your client list. Yeah. If you check, you can see, there's this person here who had asked me about this product. Maybe that product was not in stock at the time. Maybe at that time, your mind even was not in the business. You didn't even follow up with them, So write them down. Make sure that you're coming up with that list. Honestly, right now, if all of us just sit down with ourselves and we decide, I'm coming up with 20 people that I can be able to talk to tomorrow, just to engage with them, just even you can tell them, even right now we have the offer for ImmuBlend. Yeah, I believe the offer is still on. Just like, okay, by these people, Kwanzaa size, it's it's the month of Black Friday, November. You call them, even that can be your conversation starter. You call them, you're like, by there, hi, how have you been? I know it's been a long time. We are currently running an offer. By there, you can see the way the weather is, a lot of fluctuating temperatures. And we're running an offer on an immunity booster, a powerful immunity booster called ImmuBlend. Yeah. and then you give them the benefits, and you might surprise yourself even closing, an order of just 1cc because you've decided, because that's what you've purposed to do. Yeah. Then start posting again on your WhatsApp status. Maybe you stopped posting. You wake up, you're like, okay, now what do I post? Especially for those people who maybe you have a specific niche that you deal with. You're wondering, okay, now what do I post? Yeah. So start posting again on your WhatsApp status. Your customers should always know that this person is in business. Your customers should always know that this is the person, if I want a product, this is the person that will be able to supply that product to me. And also, as you're posting, don't just post for the sake. Always have like an end goal in mind. What kind of a message do I want to pass today? If I'm posting about weight management, what do I want somebody to come out of this post after this person has read? What do I want this person to form in their mind? What kind of a call to action do I want them to check? Yeah. And when you're posting, never feel like, but these people, they always sing the same thing every day. They already know what I'm going to post. Yeah, that's the whole point of it. If you look at those people who sell shoes, clothes, you wake up and every day they're posting the same exact things. That is the reality of being a business owner. You have to show people that this is what you're doing until it enters deep into their minds that, by the way, if I want products from Forever, Linda is the person that I'm going to call. Even some of them, they go, the more now you post, the more this seed you're planting in somebody's mind, the more somebody will be like, someone will remember. By there, even when they're meeting their friends, for example, they'll be like, I want to lose weight. And they're like, I know a lady who sells weight loss products. And maybe even them, they'll never buy. But because you've been posting like that, they'll be able to now give you that referral. Personally, I've had different customers buying products, and for them, they've never even bought anything, but they're giving me referrals for people to buy because they know that this person means business. Yeah. Then begin becoming a student again. Write a 4 in the chat if you feel like you've forgotten how to sell some products. Yeah, I remember a few days ago, I was having a conversation with somebody, and I'm like, I don't know if I remember how to close a C9. I don't know if I remember how to close some products because I've not been in that mode. So it's like I feel like I've forgotten. Yeah. So if you've forgotten, become a student again. Like, sit down with yourself and you're like, okay, let me understand this C9 again. Let me understand this Fit 15 again. There are these audios that we have. I believe everyone even has Rhoda's audio of her explaining the C9. For me, I've been using that audio since 2017 till date. And anytime I feel I'm forgetting, I go back to that audio, So go back to those things that help you now to sharpen that skill again. I usually call it sharpening the saw. You're making sure that you're sharpening that skill, understand the products, understand, and then you can even rehearse, by the way, you can even rehearse how to talk to a client until that skill becomes innate to you. Jim Rohn says, what you don't use, you lose. So if let's say you've not been talking to any prospective C9 client over the past few months, of course you've forgotten. Don't have that mindset of but I've always known how to close this. Just go back so that you can even sharpen that skill even more. Yeah. Something, let's say, like the joint pack as well, the tooth gel, yeah, I believe you're getting the drift. And then start attending trainings again, both Zoom and physical. Yeah. Remember, you want to get yourself out of this funk. Yeah. And honestly, in Kenya, we have a lot of trainings. There should be no excuse in terms of lacking skills to do with products knowledge, skills to do with business, because those trainings are there. And the best part is we have the Forever Living Products Kenya, the YouTube page. Even if you miss a training or you want to sharpen yourself again, you can just go back and you rewatch a training. Yeah. And then the physical trainings. These physical trainings, they're very important. When you come to the office, especially for those who are within Nairobi, when you come to the office, it gives you that sense of renewed energy. You're able to see people processing orders. That does something to your mind. Even if you've been doing 0cc, you start seeing that by then it's possible. Actually, you start having that belief. You stop even telling yourselves, clients don't have money. You see people processing. People are even like, we have 5 people, 5 people at the line. You're like, okay, all of these people, they have clients. So that means this business is doable. And then you need to also now rebrand yourself. And rebranding yourself, this is something that you have to do now constantly. You have to constantly rebrand yourself. Like when we had most of the stock missing, most of us, I'm sure we were able to switch to different products. Maybe you'd never even sold digestive pack, but you started selling it because you had to rebrand yourself. Yeah. So anytime there's something, there's a change happening, be the kind of an FBO who is able to adapt quickly. Yeah, try as much as possible to adapt quickly so that you can be able to stay longer. The only thing that is constant is change. Yeah, you cannot, the same strategies we were using last year, most of them, they are not working now. So for you to remain relevant in your business, for you to remain relevant in this world of ever-changing technology, you always have to make sure that you're rebranding yourself. Yeah. So if you're following, drop me a 5 in the chat. If you're following, drop me a 5 in the chat area. Yeah. Then now when it comes to retailing, it's good for you to have different niches that you're dealing with. Don't just, to me, I don't believe in focusing on only one niche. At least have 3. And these 3 niches or packs, these are packs that you need to be not even good, excellent. You want to be excellent at these packs. Yeah, you need to perfect that skill. If it's C9 and F15, the weight management range, you must be good at the C9, the Fit 15, the individual products, the products that are supporting the C9 and the F15. It should be in such a way that if I call you at night and you're sleeping and I'm telling you I want to lose 20 kgs, you can even take me through everything and you close that order immediately. Now that's what you call a professional. That's what you call a pro. Yeah. So once you choose your 3 niches, so let me just give an example. Like for me, my niches are personal care packs. I sell a lot of personal care packs. I sell aloe vera gel and the digestive pack. I sell skincare. Those are my 3 niches, my top niches that I'm good at. Those I can sell even when I'm sleeping. Yeah. Then when you have your top niches, you need to also have basic knowledge about other products. So let's say your top niches are weight management, digestive pack, and joint pack. Yeah. But you need to also have basic knowledge about other products like now the skincare pack. You need to have basic knowledge about, personal care packs. And this is now where you need to be a sponge. Don't just be the kind of a person who attends trainings for the sake of attending. Like your upline is asking you, have you attended a training? You're like, yeah, I attended. And then tomorrow you're asking them, like, for example, on Tuesday, we had a very good training by Josephine about the diabetes. Yeah. Then on Thursday, next week, we'll have another training on now products to recommend and all of that. Then you'll find maybe somebody next week on Wednesday, they're asking their upline, what can I recommend for diabetes? Like, surely. Yeah, I remember even there's a time we did a skincare training with Linda Sungu. And imagine just a few days later, somebody is asking me, and they were in the training. They're asking me, what can I recommend for this? And we tackle it in the training. Yeah. So that tells me that you're just attending the training for the sake of attending. Don't be that kind of an FBO. Attend a training to absorb the knowledge. Attend a training to understand. Even when you're in a training, don't focus on you have your phone, you're recording who is training. Honestly, what time will you watch that recording? Just put your phone aside and listen. Take notes so that even when you go home, all of those things, they've been able to be absorbed into your system. Yeah. Then when you're talking about these packs, a pack is anything you decide is a pack. A pack can be an aloe vera gel and a tooth gel. That's a pack. A pack doesn't have to be something worth 20,000, something worth 30,000 for it to be a pack. So don't limit your mind to think that a pack is only weight management, a pack is only joint care, a pack is only digestive pack. A pack is anything you decide is a pack. So let me give you just some examples. Like for me, some of the packs I normally combine, I will combine like aloe vera gel, tooth gel. That is a pack actually. With just those 2 products, that's a pack. For skincare, I'll combine like different skincare packs. I'll combine like hydrating cleanser. I'll combine restoring cream and sunscreen. That's a pack. I'll combine a Sonia cleanser, Sonia moisturizer, sunscreen. That's a pack. Yeah. And when you have different packs that you are dealing with, you find that it's easier for you to move a lot of case credits because, for example, you can find you have let's say like the oily skincare pack, what I call the oily skincare pack, the basic one, that's a pack for 9,000. You can be able to sell that pack to 3 people. Yeah. Then maybe you've sold another pack of aloe vera gel and tooth gel to another 2 people. So you can even find yourself, you've already just done your 2cc just like that. So as you're thinking about how to move these case credits, remove your mind from the shackles that a pack is something that has a box. A pack is anything you decide is a pack. Okay. Now, let's get into now recruiting. We've talked about how to rebrand yourself as far as retailing is concerned. Now, when it comes to recruiting, take yourself right now. I know some of us are managers, some of us are supervisors, some of us are assistant supervisors, and some of us are preferred customers. Others are seniors. Let's all take ourselves as a new preferred customer. Put yourself in the position of somebody who is getting started with this business for the very first time. So that's the kind of thing you need to do, because you want to get out of this cycle of you're just there. So you restart again. So when you look at the 7 skills, the 7 network marketing skills, now remember you've checked yourself. Which one do you feel is a letdown for you? Maybe you're sitting down and you're like, for me, honestly, finding prospects, I normally find it so hard to invite people into the business. I normally find it so hard to strike a conversation with somebody. I normally find it so hard to even tell people what I'm doing. And then when you look at the second skill, these are the 7 skills from Eric Corey. So if you've never read GoPro, kindly make sure you read it. Somebody to write for us GoPro in the chat area. GoPro by Eric Corey. The second skill is inviting prospects. And inviting, this one is a core skill. It's a gateway skill. If you don't have people coming to check your business, of course, you will not have a team. As much as it's painful to say that, it's the truth. If you don't have people attending Zoom sessions, if you don't have people, you sitting down with people to do one-to-ones, if you don't have people coming for the BOM trainings that you're having on Wednesday, it just shows you, like, honestly, where your business is going to be in a few months. So without recruiting, honestly, we are going nowhere in this business. We have to recruit. We must, literally, it's a must. The third skill, of course, is presenting. You've invited somebody, presenting the opportunity. You have to become a pro also at presenting. Presenting, of course, leads to helping your new distributor getting started. Of course, closing first and then helping your new distributor get started with their business. So make sure that you grab yourself a copy of Eric Corey. I believe all the leaders in this meeting, they have the GoPro booklet. And if you think about this business, honestly, network marketing is not that hard. Guys, I'm telling you, there are harder things out here. Like, if I tell you about engineering and how hard it is. So this business, it's not that hard. We're just doing the same things every day. It's just that sometimes we get tired. The fact that these things are easy to do, they're also not easy to do. So you have to push ourselves every day. So do you have a name list? Do you have a name list yourself? Are you inviting for BOMs, or every BOM you just see, I'm seeing chairs are being arranged for BOM, I'm disappearing, I'm not even attending a BOM. If you want to be a good recruiter, you must be attending all BOMs, because how will you learn how to present if you're not in any BOM? Then when you get a new person interested to join the business, you're just telling them, Forever is good, this is a good business. That's not enough. You have to become skilled. Skills is what will separate you from between being an amateur and being a professional. Sending prospecting messages. Are you sending any messages? You can say maybe you're afraid to talk to people. Sawa, you're afraid, but online, can you send messages? Can you send people messages so that they can come and take a look at your business? Then start with a target. Maybe you've not recruited somebody the whole of this year. Why don't you start with a target of at least 1 new person? You don't have to start with 10. Why don't you start with 1 new person? This month, can you try and look for somebody? We have 7 days before we close the month. Can you look for people that you can be able to present the business to? And even December, now, okay, maybe you can say, okay, I only have 1 week. Okay, December, can we all decide how many are committing to recruit at least 1 new person December? This is the minimum, at least 1 new person in December. If you're going to be in on this target, just write me on the chat area. If you can just recruit at least 1 new person. This person can be a client, this person can be a preferred customer, who is graduating to become an assistant supervisor and a client. This person can be even your sibling, your cousin, your friend, a stranger that you've met, at least one new person, you know. There's something about the mind. When you recruit one new person, your mind starts saying, kumbe, I can be able to recruit, so I can be able to actually do this. Your mind moves from, recruiting is hard. Your mind moves from that to, I can actually do this, yeah. And then this business, you never know who you're going to meet. Maybe this one new person is going to be the person who will come and, move with you and take your business to a whole other level, yeah. So let's set a target, at least one new person next month, yeah. So to have a big business, recruitment is a must. Honestly, this is just non-negotiable. I believe every one of us here, because this is a training for FBOs, I believe we are here for leverage. I believe we are here for passive income. I believe we are here because we want to build a business that has legacy, a business that is willable. This is a business you're not just doing for yourself. Imagine this. If you pass on, imagine having your child continue with the business. Do sometimes I don't think we really understand the magnitude of that. Imagine having your child continue with the business from where you've left. Imagine leaving this business for your child. Maybe you leave it when you're a Sapphire manager. Maybe you leave it when you're a Diamond manager. That is income for generations to come. Imagine setting your family up for that kind of success. Yeah. So if you're thinking about this business long term, if you're doing it for an extra income only, that one is understandable if you just focus on selling the products only. But if you're thinking about leverage, if you're thinking about doing this business long term, if you're doing this business full time, you must recruit. This one, I can tell you for sure, it's non-negotiable. Without recruiting, Eagle Manager does not happen. Without recruiting, Global Rally is not happening. Without recruiting, Chairman's Bonus is not happening. Without recruiting, manager position is not happening. For you to have a stable and a serious business, for you to have a business that is going to stand the test of time, you must recruit. You must bring new people into the business. Yeah. And recruitment is the first thing in the four core. Yeah. If you cannot be able to recruit somebody, if you don't introduce new people into the business, forget about the other four core, because we cannot talk about productivity if recruitment is not there. We cannot talk about retention if recruitment is not there. We cannot talk about development if recruitment is not there. Even your own development, we cannot talk about it if recruitment is not there. So we have to make a decision that I must become a good recruiter. I must master this skill of recruiting, because without recruitment, leverage is not happening. And let's just go into a bit of details in terms of describing leverage. What is leverage? Leverage is you having either money or time working for you. And most of us, when we start this business, we don't have the money to be able to say, I'll invest this money to do ABCD for me so that it can be able to give me that passive income. But what we can have, we can multiply our time. And the good thing about Forever, if you understand the marketing plan that we have, this is a business that, honestly, what kind of a business you can recruit even 100 people if you want. And for every person that you recruit, Forever will pay you the same amount of money. Can you imagine that? I just want you to sit with that for a moment. You are not limited to how many people you can introduce into this business. That means you have uncapped income. So you're the one just limiting yourselves. We are the ones who limit ourselves not to introduce new people into the business. Forever has already given us that platform. Tomorrow, you can even decide before the month ends, I'm recruiting 10 new people, and you hit the ground and you go for it. And you see the kind of skills that we deal with in this business. Anyone can become good at it. I know there are many people even who started, actually, majority of the people who started doing Forever Living products or even network marketing, majority are people who've never even sold a thing in your life. You can even start this business. Imagine you even have no skills for retailing, but you come in and you become good. You become even a great retailer because the skills are there. We are dealing with products that already they have the demand in the marketplace. You can always learn anything if you just decide. It's just a matter of sitting with yourself and saying, okay, honestly, I'm not good at recruiting. Honestly, I'm not good at inviting. Let me learn. You look for the people who are good at inviting. Who are the people in the warehouse who you see? This person always has a new person in the BOM. This person is always in the top sponsor list. What is this person doing? You know, sit down with them. Don't be afraid. Don't have that shame at, you know, like, how will this person view me if I ask them? Ask. That's the whole point of this business. It's to ask questions. If there's somewhere you're struggling and you can see someone is good at it, ask them, how do I do this? How do I introduce, how do I start inviting people for the BOM? If you're always inviting people and they're always disappearing, they're not signing in, maybe you're not closing. Look for somebody who is good at closing. You know, it's not even a must for you for that person to teach you theoretically. Even after the BOM, when we are sitting in the circles, you can just sit behind that person, listen to how that person is closing. You know, if you're not good at training your new distributor to get started in the business, why don't you have a sit down? You know, even when someone is training their new team member, you're just sitting there, you're listening, you're like, oh, so this is how I'm supposed to be doing it. Yeah. And for you to become a pro, it's all in the doing. You cannot become a pro just theoretically. You have to practice, practice, practice. The more you practice, the more you call a prospect, the more you call somebody to invite them to a BOM, the more now you start learning, oh, so this is how I'm supposed to be inviting. The more you sit down with somebody and you're able to take them through what they're required in their business, you start realizing, oh, so this is how I'm supposed to be doing it. So that is how you become a pro. There is no secret to becoming a pro. If you're even struggling with retailing and you want to become a pro, you have to practice. Start talking to as many people as possible. This is a business of numbers. This is a business of numbers. And eventually, you know, you can never get at 1,000 no's, honestly. You will always get a yes somewhere. So if you just work those numbers correctly, trust me, something is going to give at some point. But you have to be able to, you have to be in activity mode. There is no way somebody will come and knock on your door and tell you, hi, I'm interested in joining the business. How do I sign? Nobody is written. I normally tell my team, nobody is written forever living on their forehead. So when you're working in town, when you're working in the warehouse, nobody knows what you're doing. You're the one to tell them. You're the one to share the business that you have to offer these people. Yeah. So how many are following? If you're following, right, following in the chat area. How many are following? I hope you're relating. I hope you're learning. So I'm waiting to see following in the chat area. Yeah, perfect. So, you know, one of the things is sometimes in this business you feel depressed. We talked about that when you got started. You feel demotivated. You feel like things are not working out for you. Sometimes you might even feel like, this business is for other people, it's not for me. But if you want to be happy in this business, I'll tell you the secret. The secret is for you to produce. The only way you'll be happy in this business is if you produce. Production is equals to happiness. And producing, what does that mean? It means you paying the price. It means you putting in the activities. It means you making sure that you're maximizing every single day. Like today, every day you go to sleep, you need to ask yourself, am I happy with what I've done today? Have I exhausted this day? You know, have I talked to as many clients as I had wanted to? Have I talked to as many prospects? Have I sent messages? You know, even if you think about the days that you normally feel, wow, this was a very good day. Those are days that you are producing. And you see, with production, it's not just about results. It's not just about today I've done this number of CCs. Yes, the CCs will come and translate, but it's mostly productivity starts with the activities that you're doing. If you're doing activities, you'll find yourself, you're very happy. Even you can be in the warehouse by there, but you haven't even closed any order, but you've talked to 20 clients. You've maybe done 2 one-to-ones, maybe you've had one team meeting, and you find yourself, you're very happy. Even your team is able to radiate to you because they can feel like, hey, there's good energy over here, there's good vibes. Yeah. So if you've not been productive, start today. This one I can give you a challenge. If you produce, you will always be happy, you'll always have joy. And that will, of course, that one, of course, it directly translates to now you having an abundance. Now even you start saying, by the way, I can actually, today I've talked to 10 clients, I'm feeling good. And of course, as you're doing that, remember, you're sharpening that skill. So even if you don't close an order today, for tomorrow, the 10 clients that you talk to tomorrow, you find yourself, I've actually closed one order. You know, I thought selling C9 was hard, but I've closed the C9. Starts giving you that confidence to be able to even sell your next C9. 6 months later, you become a C9 guru. You know, people are like, wow, this person is actually a guru, you know, and maybe it didn't start like that. So let's produce. Let's be the kind of people who are producers. Let's put in work into our businesses, you know, and this is a business that everything is being done for us, honestly. We don't even pay rent, honestly. We don't pay the employees. We don't, show me a business that you can run like forever. I dare anyone to show me such a business. There is actually none. So since most of the heavy lifting is already being done by the company, making sure that you have products, making sure that rent is paid, making sure that you have somewhere. Imagine you don't even have to go to hotels to pay so that you can have your meeting there. You can just come with your prospect to the office. You can meet a client at the office. Your only expense sometimes in this business is even fair. Even you can decide you're having lunch at home. So when you understand the kind of gift that this business is a gift. And Forever Living Products in particular, it's a gift. You know, take it as the gift that it is and run with it. Run with this business, yeah? Then, as I come to the last slide, for you to now re-strategize, for you to reset your business, you have to think like a master. A master is somebody who thinks differently. A master is somebody who sits down and they're like, I have 7 days left. But in these 7 days, my target for this month was to do my 4cc. Maybe right now I'm at 1cc. I have 7 days. Yes, 3cc looks like it's a lot in 7 days, but a master will not think about the 3cc. A master will think about this 3cc. Let me divide it in, or even maybe let me do. So what does 3cc mean? 3cc means me moving products worth 90,000. So this 90,000, how do I break it down? This 90,000, I can look for, let's say 90,000 divided by 15,000, that's 6. Let me look for 6 people who I can be able to sell the C9 to. That is how a master thinks. A master is somebody who sits down and thinks, right now, I don't have any new business, but there are those people I had in my pipeline. There are those people who I can be able to reach out to. I'd already shared the business with this person. Maybe this person wanted to start their business with a product that we didn't have in stock, but is now in stock. A master will sit down and see, let me call this person. You know, even sitting down, you're calling this prospect, like, you know, the year is coming to an end. I remember you told me you're interested in getting started with this business. You know, most of these prospects, they actually fear to tell you that I'm ready to get started. It's for you to follow up with them. That is what a master will do. A master will not let something that is, you know, these small problems that are just happening now to blind them. A master will think about what can I make out of this situation? A master will look at the list of products that we have and see, okay, in this list, I think I can move the weight management pack. I think I can move the joint pack. I think I can move the digestive pack. I think I can move the skincare pack. A master will sit down and see, what can I focus on? And what can I be able to improve so that I can be able to improve my business? A master will look at their team member and see that this person is doing 1cc, but this person has the potential to do 4. How can I help this person to do 4cc? How can I help this person to be able to go supervisor? That is what a master will do. So as I finish the session, I just want to challenge all of you. What can you do to make sure that you're a master? You know, can you make this decision that, for me, I want to be a master of my business. For me, I want to master this business. I want to become a pro. A master is also a pro, you know. How many are promising themselves that they are going to be masters from now moving forward, you know? Like, you want to become a master, somebody who is not just thinking about the temporary challenges that you're going through. Maybe even you have debts right now. Those are just problems. That is the welcome to humanity. This is life. Those are the problems that they normally happen to every person. Yeah. So let's challenge ourselves. Promise yourself that, for me, I want to become a master, and I know when I make this decision to become a master, it's not going to happen overnight. But maybe this month I can start with my first 4cc. Maybe next month I can do my 4cc. And after I've done my 4cc, I can be able to recruit 1 new person into my business. I've done my 6cc. A master will say, you know, in January, I can actually now close supervisor, you know. So make the decision to become a master. I'm wishing you guys all the best. This is not the time to go for Christmas. You will go for Christmas, but make sure that you're in your business. Let me tell you a secret that I've always had to help maintain my business to the level that it is. In October, November, and December, make sure that you're in your business. Don't go on holiday. Go on holiday, yes, but what I mean by not going on holiday is don't just leave your business and come and pick it in January. Right now, you need to be in the trenches. Right now, you need to sit down with yourself and you're like, hey, I need money I need money like nobody's business. I need to sell these products. I need to perfect my skills. I need to close this year with even one new team member. Yeah. So make sure that this period you're not leaving your business to come and pick it in January, you know? Yeah. So I'm wishing you all the best. I hope you've been able to get value. So if you've been able to get value, write value in the chat area. If you've been able to get value, you've been an amazing audience. The numbers maintained throughout. So thank you so much. Wishing you all the best. Back to you, Emmanuel.
Wow. Thank you for adding value this evening. I think that was awesome. That was awesome. For me, the take home today is making a decision. Making a decision to reset my business, our business, making a decision to recommit. I know probably some commitments were dented, but making that decision to recommit, making a decision to refocus, because probably my focus was taken away from the business, making a decision to come back and do what I'm supposed to do, making a recommitment to my business, my goals, my dreams. So thank you so much for highlighting those. There are a few slides, yes, but very powerful, very, very, very powerful. Thank you so much for that. And judging from the comments, I think it was really indeed a great job done. So talking of decisions, we also would like us to make a decision to fill the hall come January 2024, January 20th, sorry, during our East Africa Success Day. If you've not joined our WhatsApp group, whereby we're mobilizing people to join, and we want the maximum number of Kenyans to fill in that hall. Of course, we started paying out the tickets. Please do find somebody who knows somebody who is in that group already. Probably talk to your sponsor, and so that we start doing that. And then this Saturday, just another mention is that we have the pre-launch of the East Africa Success Rally happening in the office at 2 p.m. So please come. Let's get excited. We have some very strong content that we want to shoot there. And of course, we'll have a business opportunity meeting together and launch the rally successfully. So wishing you all a very good evening. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Linda, for the amazing training. And let's push for our dreams. Let's push for our dreams. Things are looking up as we go into the new year. So don't be left out. Okay? Bye-bye for now, and have a good evening. Bye-bye.